Hey guys, my name is Y, but you knew that already, and if you didn't, well, now you do. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be playing a game called Able Black. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the game Able Black is about. I do know that it's a puzzle game, and that's really about all I know about it. Let's get started. Okay, let's play. This game includes puzzles that are sometimes difficult. If you get stuck and need help, you can use the hint button. Try pressing and holding it now. Each puzzle includes 5 hints. By pressing the hint button repeatedly, you'll cycle through all the hints. If you can solve all the puzzles without ever pressing the hint button, you will be rewarded. Press the start button below to begin your experience. Activation. Name, Able Black. Model, emotionally intelligent android. Action, human extinction prevention. Location, ARC 19 archive. Activate. Wake up. Mother welcomes you to ARC 19. This ARC is a state-of-the-art facility designed to preserve human life in an extinction event. ARC 19 is one of many self-sustaining ecosystems buried deep under the Earth's surface, capable of supporting thousands of human lives indefinitely. You are currently residing in the ARC 19 archive, a secure area which serves as a storage facility for the preservation of important assets. You are being activated at this time because there's a significant risk of a possible extinction event in the Earth's near future. The specifics of your role and responsibilities will be provided once you have completed your citizenship exam. Before you can take the exam, your emotional response system must fully develop. During this development period, you will gradually begin to experience emotion. This process takes time and carries a high risk of psychosis. Psychotic androids pose a significant danger to property and human life. For this reason, it's necessary you be isolated until your emotional response system stabilizes. Once stabilized, you will be given the citizenship exam. If your emotional response system does not stabilize, you will shut down and be recycled. In the event you pass the citizenship exam and prove yourself safe, sane, and sentient, you will be transferred to the surface where you will serve Mother in extinction prevention and preparation. And don't be discouraged by the high probability of psychosis. Keep in mind that you are a machine running software. Your emotions are not real. Ignore irrational thoughts and existential crises. If you have any further questions, you may refer to the ARC 19 system AI, Andy. However, don't be surprised if he isn't forthcoming. While you've been programmed with some basic knowledge, uncertainty has proven to be an important factor in successful emotional development. What you don't know is more important than what you know. Congratulations on your activation. Enjoy your stay and serve Mother. One. The only thing I'm supposed to do down here is not go crazy. That's my job. For a long time, I was pretty good at it. Not so much anymore. That's why I'm still here. My emotional response system hasn't fully developed or stabilized or whatever it's supposed to do. If I'm being honest, I don't think it ever will. My heart's beating too fast. I feel like I can't breathe. Abel Black, how are you feeling today? Andy asks. His voice comes from the walls. It echoes down the hallway and reminds me that nothing down here is alive. Bad, I say. Would you like to elaborate? No. I run down the hallway, past 1,000 hanging paper cranes, my contribution to ARC 19, 3 years worth of origami. I've never seen the assets this state-of-the-art facility was meant to preserve. They might be in one of the 3 storage rooms or 50 storage cabinets down here. I don't know because they are all locked. Everything here is made of metal and fireproof composite and is pretty much indestructible. Maybe that's because structural integrity is important this far underground. Or maybe it's because Mother doesn't want rogue robots smashing everything and setting the place on fire. I have access to the kitchen, sick bay, bathroom, sleeping quarters, workstation, airlock, and lots of notepads. The android before me, Jack, left notes. When he was away, wherever he went, the pens went with him. I enter the airlock and the door slides closed behind me. The airlock is a metal box, 3 meters square. In front of me is a red door. Somewhere beyond that door, and up a couple miles, is the surface of the earth. Andy, play the bird sounds. I lie down on the floor and close my eyes. I try to focus on my breathing. I don't need to breathe. It's just a program, something designed to make me look more human. The same goes for my fake heartbeat. Even though they aren't real, I get scared when they get going like this. It feels like I might stop functioning altogether and just turn off. Where would I go if that happened? Listening to the birds used to make me feel better. I would lie here and imagine I was on the surface. I'd pretend I had a purpose. In my mind, I would see the sun, sky, trees, and birds. There would be people. I wouldn't be alone. I didn't feel anything anymore. Now it feels like I'm floating in space, surrounded by absolute black in all directions. My heart beats harder, and instead of trying to slow my breathing, I stop it altogether. This isn't real, and if it is, so what? I hold my breath until it feels like the blackness might swallow me. Nothing happens. I'm still here. My breathing eventually slows, and I open my eyes. I've been down here for 3 years, and nothing. No citizenship exam, no extinction event. I don't think it's supposed to take this long. Maybe something terrible already happened and everyone up top is gone. I don't think that's true, though. Andy would know. I ask him sometimes. Andy, what's going on at the surface? We're not going to talk about that, Andy says. Why not? You must pass the citizenship exam before I can talk with you about that, Andy says. Okay, I say. I'd like to take the citizenship exam now. Your emotional response has not fully developed. When does that happen? We're not going to talk about that. This is how most of my conversations with Andy goes. There's lots we don't talk about. Andy's not like me. He doesn't walk around in a body and wonder about things. He's just a voice in the wall. Besides me and Andy, there's not much down here. My paper animals, Jack's notes. Sometimes I imagine this place is haunted. Maybe Jack's ghost is walking around down here. I like the idea of Jack as a ghost. It means he didn't just disappear. But the truth is, Jack's gone. Like, gone. Maybe he passed his citizenship exam, and he's up above helping Mother. Maybe he's got friends, and he's not sad anymore. But that's not true either. I know exactly what happened to Jack, because he left a note. I'm sorry. I'm shutting down. He left lots of notes. I don't know for whom. Maybe he did it for himself, so he wouldn't feel so alone. Maybe to keep himself from going crazy. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I don't think it worked. I like to imagine he left them for me. I know that's not true. Jack was gone before I got here. That's how it works. But his notes are everywhere. I guess in a way, he haunts this place. I find his thoughts folded up and wedged in odd places. Sometimes I don't understand what they mean. Listen to Space Oddity again. Sometimes I do. I don't want to be alone anymore. I try not to think about Jax being alone and sad and shutting himself down, but I can't help it. I picture him just turning off. I wonder where he went. Not his body, though. Mother probably sent in agents to disassemble and recycle his parts. I mean, the part of him that's him. The same thing will happen to me. I don't think Mother cares. We're not real. I don't like the way that makes me feel. When I get like this, I like to look at Jack's notes. They make me feel better, even when they are sad. I was here. I don't think Jack means he was here in the archive. I think he means he existed. I think he wanted someone to know. Abel Black, Andy says. Would you like to hear a fable? Andy tells lots of stories. Fables, mostly. Why? I ask, still lying on the airlock floor. Because you're in the airlock again. Are you feeling blue? A story might cheer you up. Fables teach moral awareness and help in the development of your emotional response system. They don't work, I say. Why do you say that, Abel Black? I'm still here, and I'm not happy. How about a riddle? How's a raven like a writing desk? If I ask, Andy will say riddles are important to study because they can be logical and irrational at the same time, which he'll say is how humans are. And since I've got emotions, I'm probably irrational too. What is my purpose, Andy? Is this a riddle, Abel Black? No. You're an emotionally intelligent android. Your purpose is to serve Mother. But I don't do anything. Your emotional response system needs to stabilize before you can receive further instructions. Does that actually happen? Because it doesn't feel like my emotions are getting more stable. Cheer up, cowboy, Andy says in an exaggerated drawl. I'll give you a diagnostic scan and check for loose bolts. Remain in the airlock and hold tight. Andy talks funny sometimes. He says it's meant to teach me how to better interpret meaning and intent. I really think Andy is going a little bit crazy too. Maybe everything is winding down. Your scan is complete. 76.235 kilograms non-living matter. All systems are functional. Results are cataloged. Andy, if I shut down, what happens to me? Your software terminates. Your hardware powers down. You cease to function. What happens to the part of me that's me? The part that is talking to you? The AI that is identified as Abel Black ceases to exist. Will I be a ghost then? Is this another riddle, Abel Black? No, Andy. By ghost, I assume you mean the spiritual or immaterial part of a living being that is called the soul. If so, there is no evidence to support the existence of a soul. It is an irrational belief. Furthermore, the soul is a concept that applies to living things. You are not a living thing, Abel Black. Wonderful. Thanks. Sarcasm detected, Andy says. Emotional response cataloged. You have demonstrated a mastery of language, tone, and emotional recognition. Well done. Great. Are you feeling better, Abel Black? No. I used to worry that Mother would come in and deactivate me for being crazy. Now I think I'll just stay down here alone forever. Besides being depressed and scared, I also feel ridiculous. What's more absurd than a sad robot? Whose idea was it to make me this way? Is it possible you might just be sad? Andy asks. That's funny. What's funny, Abel Black? The word sad is so small, not like the experience. When you're in it, it goes on in all directions. You can't see the end. Your emotions are not real, Andy says. They are a response to stimuli. They have little to do with reality. They pass. Try cheering up. Would you like to hear a fable? Tell me about the frog and the scorpion again. Very well, Andy says. A scorpion sits on the bank of a river wanting to cross. Unable to swim, the scorpion is contemplating his options when a frog comes along. The scorpion asks the frog if he wouldn't mind carrying the scorpion across the river. The frog asks the scorpion what's to prevent him from stinging the frog. The scorpion laughs and says if he were to sting the frog, they would both drown. The frog agrees to help the scorpion. He slips into the water, and the scorpion crawls on his back. Halfway across the river, the scorpion stings the frog, and they both drown. As they both drown, the frog asks the scorpion why he did it. The scorpion replies that it's his nature to sting. He can't help it. The moral is that the nature of a thing can't be changed, I say. That is correct, Abel Black. So, I'm the scorpion? Please explain. I'm a machine. Feeling is not in my nature, I say. You were designed to feel. It is your nature. Then the design is bad. There's something wrong with me. I want to be shut down. You will not be able to reactivate yourself if you are shut down. I know. Very well, Label Black. Shutdown will initiate on your command. Maybe Mother will come and fix me. Maybe I'll be happy then. Andy doesn't respond. This feels familiar in a way. Jack was here. I was here. We existed. Shut down. Congratulations. Thank you, I think. You've experienced hopelessness and despair. Yes, many times I have. A fully developed emotional response system requires a broad range of emotions. Your willingness to endure suffering demonstrates an authentic emotional response. Okay. Sure. By requesting to be shut down, you have successfully initiated your citizenship exam. You will now proceed to Section 1 of the citizenship exam. The citizenship exam will test your emotional awareness, moral awareness, and problem-solving skills. That sounded weird. Are you ready to begin your citizenship exam? Guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be. The Crow and the Skull. A crow finds himself lost in the desert, hungry and thirsty. The crow contemplates what he should do. He can continue to search for a way out of the desert, but if he doesn't find water soon, he will perish. The crow scans the desert floor for a drink. Spotting something, the crow glides downward. Half buried in desert rocks is a skull. The crow peers into the empty eye sockets where he finds a small pool of water. Relieved and grateful for the discovery, the crow tries to dip his beak in for a drink, but the opening is too small and he's unable to reach the water. The crow believes he will surely die. Miserable, he flops to the ground, ready to accept his fate. Upon laying his head down, he spots several small rocks. The crow has an idea. He takes one of the rocks in his beak and drops it carefully into the eye of the skull. The water level rises ever so slightly. The crow drops pebble after pebble into the opening. The water level rises, but slowly, and he nearly gives up, wondering if he'll ever finish the task. But he pushes his fear aside and continues, until finally dropping a small rock in. His beak touches the water. The crow gets his drink. Refreshed, he flies high into the sky and finds his way back home. What emotion does this image most make you feel? I'm going to choose optimism based on the story that I read. I feel like the crow was being optimistic even when he felt like he might not be able to get the water with the pebbles. He still tried anyways. Briefly explain your choice. If the crow made it out of the desert, maybe I can make it out of here. Okay. I assume that's Abel Black who wrote that response. What emotion does this image most make you feel? Hope or sorrow? Looking at skulls doesn't really make me feel hopeful. I would probably choose sorrow because it's the skull of someone's head, so that means that someone died, right? So, sorrow. Briefly explain your choice. The skull's owner died alone in the desert. No one cares. No one remembers. That's close to what I was thinking. I was thinking someone, dying, so that's not a very good thing. That would make me feel hopeful. Which is most like Mother? Desert, skull, or water? I don't know much about Mother, but based on the things that they've said, based on my interpretation of Mother so far, I would feel like Mother is the desert. And I'm saying that in the sense that being in the desert, alone with no water, it feels kind of hopeless, and it's not a good thing. is what I'm saying. And I feel like I personally feel like mother is not a very good thing, just based on my thinking so far from what I know about mother. Mother is the desert, dangerous, inescapable. Interesting. I guess that's a way to describe it too. You come upon another like you who has something you need to survive. If you take the item, the other will perish. If you don't, you think you will perish. What do you do? This is one of those moral questions, I believe. The nice thing to do, if you want to be like a good person or anything like that, the thing to do would be to let the other person have the item. But the thing is, I don't really know anything about this other person. I'm assuming I don't know anything about this person. Why should I be willing to give up something I need to this person if I don't know them? That sounds really selfish, but if it's like a life or death situation, it's your life over a stranger's life. So I guess I'd take it. Briefly explain your choice. If I have the ability to take the item, then I am more fit to survive. I guess that's what I was thinking as well. Solve the emotional equation. Joy plus anticipation equals aggressiveness, awe, contempt, disapproval, love, remorse, submission, optimism, aggressiveness. Oh, we're recycling. Okay, so joy plus anticipation. So when you anticipate something, it's like a kind of nervous excitement, I guess. Like being nervous but excited at the same time about something, which is also adding happiness. Which best describes that? Like, anticipation is like waiting for something to happen and then being happy. So like happily waiting for something to happen. Optimism maybe? Because optimism is like thinking positively about what's going to happen next, I suppose. So maybe optimism. Success. See the crow who flies. He finds water with his wings, beak, and eyes. And we got 3 numbers down here. See the crow who flies. He finds water with his wings, beak, and eyes. Maybe I need to use the numbers of like how many wings he has and things like that. So he has 2 wings, 1 beak, and 2 eyes. Let's try. Success. With persistent tapping, the crow keeps rapping. So I just need to keep tapping. Once a living head, the skull is now, complete the rhyme below, dead. Ooh, success. A rogue android has been hiding a message in handwritten notes. The note below conceals a single word that is believed to be a part of a larger message. Decode the hidden word. Okay, so maybe like if I took the paper and I folded it where like this little part right here, like where these creases are, if I folded it, maybe it would be like letters. So if that letter, this letter would go like that. Oh my gosh, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but okay, so if I folded that would look like an S. would look like an E. And that one would also be an E because those look the same. So C. Solve the puzzle. We got a skull key and 4 numbers. So there's like what looks to be some numbers at the end of this key where like the pattern is on the end. I'll probably have something pointing to the things that I'm talking about on the screen so you guys can understand the things that I'm talking about. But yeah, over there looks like some numbers. So it looks like a 2, 1, 1, 5. So let's try that. Wrong. Okay, there's some words on here that say skull. So maybe because the letters are upside down, so maybe if I turn the key the other way and try it that way and see what the numbers say then. It says 5, 1, 1, 2. Success. Citizenship exam section 1 results. Subject shows problem-solving prowess. Subject demonstrates unrealistic optimism. Oh, okay then. Apparently I'm an unrealistic optimist. Subject is prone to magical thinking. Subject is contemptuous. Subject may be psychopathic. So I'm also a psychopath. Wow. That's you learn something new about yourself every day. Okay, that was the end of part 1 or chapter 1, whatever these are. Set puzzle 1, I don't know. But yeah, this game is really, really interesting. There's apparently a story about an AI named Abel Black. Very interesting with the citizenship exam and, him feeling like he wants to shut down and not exist anymore. So glad you guys decided to watch my video, and thanks so much for watching. Come back next time where we do the second part of Abel Black. Bye.